Hey, wanted to put together a video to record some of the issues we're having with our water post a remodel with a local contractor and their sub. We've been talking about this for a few weeks and got a little traction, so I just wanted to record an experience here. All right. Okay, let's start by getting a check of the outdoor weather. So it's 10:43 a.m. and 72 degrees outside on October 20th. It's a pretty cool evening, so there's nothing here that should influence our water temperature per se. I'm also going to take a quick look at the thermometer I'm going to use. Dropped it in an ice bath. You can see that's about spot on. It's about 32 degrees, which is about what we'd expect. All right, so gonna faucet in cold position, all the way down. Let's see what we're getting. Too bad. Oh, there it comes, starting to warm up. Okay, well, we're approaching about what? 100 degrees or so, 90 plus, 100. Okay. So, definitely cold water being influenced. Now, I'm going to flip it to hot just for the fun of it. Let's see, does it get hotter? Funny, it actually went really cold. Here comes the hot. Feels hotter for sure. So let's just put it to a number versus an opinion. All right, so now we're scratching 100. Yeah, it's getting hotter. I can feel it. But again, don't have to take my word for it. It's about the numbers. All right, so we agree hot water is hotter. There we go. All right. Just looking at the install here, we have our red line on the left, our blue line on the right, everything that we would expect. We have hot running to the dishwasher. It's what we'd expect. Everything looks good here. The only problem is obviously what we've already talked about, hot water coming out of the cold. All right, starting from another location here, we will check the hot water here, cold water here. All right. And it's definitely warm. There'll be no question about it. Let's see what we have here. Some lighting issues in here, but that number is above 90, and you can see it approaching 100. Now the interesting thing in here, as you can see, hot water, or cold water running, hot water off. I'm going to come below here, and you can see we've got quite a pretzel going on here. And so, while not a code enforced item, best practices would say that our cold line and our hot line are flip-flopped here. So instead of having hot on the left, you have cold on the left. So you can see here, cold still on, hot off. I'm going to come down, I'm going to turn off what should be the hot. Guess what? Cold turned off. So that's a little weird. Not the end of the world, but you know, following best practices and standards, we would have to agree you wouldn't do that. Once again, no problem. plenty hot water. Plenty hot water coming out of the cold side would be the point. And just to confirm that the hot water is not cold, and we'll let that run. Not super hot, but there we go. And just for the record, I will come down here and I will turn off what should be the cold line. And you can see that stopped. I will now turn it back on. Turn it back on. So a little bit of pretzel logic going on down there. See what our temperature is up here. Yeah, definitely getting warmer. So it's cresting 100 and climbing. You know, what we'd expect from hot water. Not from cold water, but from hot water. Here we are at yet another placement. New fixtures. Here, again, cold down, hot up. I'm gonna go cold down. Yeah, it's gonna start off cool up and went hot pretty quick. I'll take a look here just to remove the pinion and use numbers. Oh, sorry, how many run there? There we go. 100 plus, cold position, 100 plus. Okay. Definitely not what we want. Let's take a look at this install. All right, so again, you should be seeing cold on the left, hot on the right. I'm sorry, hot on the left and cold on the right. And that kind of would align with what you're seeing here. Again, blue lines only, so the obvious red and blue is not in play here. You know, again, not a code thing, but a best practice thing. Just kind of what you would expect. So while I have the cold water running to down position, I am going to come and turn off cold, because you see my water filter and everything should be hooked up to the cold side, right? Oh wait, what happened? Nothing. Okay, so perhaps we have the pretzel here again. So let's go ahead and turn off what should be the hot. There we go. We turned off our cold from the hot position. Again, not the end of the world, but clearly not following best practices and standards. And for some reason, we have the water filter, the ice maker, hooked up to the hot side. So based on the powder bath in the bar, the only thing I can really determine is that the installation was confused. I do not believe that they purposely flip-flopped in these two locations. I believe that they were running cold water. And so, yeah, I think this is, if they were confused, then I'm not quite sure how the rest of us can think otherwise. All right, so I'm gonna pause here. A few more items to call out. Just to double down on that hot water thing, I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna turn on the water filter, since we saw that that was hooked up incorrectly. Come in here, it's cold. Now, visually you would say, yes, that should be cold water, but we've already proven that it's coming from the hot supply, because the install is backwards. Yeah, we start to feel it getting hot. But again, we don't need a pinion, we just need a number. Starting to climb. Climb. And actually, there's an easier way. Let's just pause here for a minute. Actually, I'm not going to pause. I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to bleed the hot line. And while those are on, hell, I'll turn this one on too. Let's go. Hot. Let's just go to the main supply and cut off hot water only. Okay. Okay. Whoa, I hear my hot water heater kicking in because I'm using all that hot water. I'm gonna reach up here without burning myself, and I'm gonna turn off the supply. Where's that valve? Got it. All right, hopefully you can see that valve back there. Right there. Now in the off position. All right. So we would expect the lines to be bled by now, the water running, and that is the case. So here at our hot water, still have cold water, hot water. Let's just go and turn that off. Over here, same scenario. Hot water off, cold water on, cleans that down. Our water filter's peeing a little bit, but obviously it's hooked up to the hot, that's why it's trickling. All right, now let's go and check our situation in here. So, water line on. No fill. Doesn't matter what I do here because it is hooked up to hot water. So our commode is filling with hot water. Okay, again, we'll just check here. Cold water on, hot water off. Cold water should be filling, but it's not. Now we'll go turn that back on, and you will see that that fills. So I did turn the hot water supply back on. It'll come back in. All those lines that I left open are now running as you would expect them to, including my filtered water and my ice cubes, I guess. I'm going to turn all of this off. All right. And let's just see if that commode is filling now. Let me grab that thermometer so we can check that temperature too. Let's see. Turn this baby off as well, hot. Oh wow, looky there. Yep, and that's nice and warm. What's that say? I'm an old man, so I can't tell, but it's 100 degrees. Doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? Let's see. Fill that mother back up with some hot water. Yeah, it's good warm. Wow, how about that? Get to be about 120 degrees. Yeah. Not really what you want when you're using the commode.